Oh, look at the otterception. The otters are ottery. Let's just set my mic so that it's not going to max out all the time. Right, so here we are. The year is 1442. Fylkir Tryggve is 61 years old and incapable. I can, I think now, do a Great Holy War. So the only question is, do I wait for him to die, or, which is so far gone really badly, I've spent like 8 years waiting for the bastard to die and he's still hanging on to life by his fingernails, and, you know, or do I go for a Great Holy War because I could do one to maybe take Greece? Now, if I do that, I then have two further choices. Do I throw all my troops at it to get it done as quickly as possible in case I die during it? Or do I try and win it with not quite minimal but relatively low numbers so I can just like dismiss everybody if I turn out to inconveniently die in the middle of it? Does anyone have any strategic thoughts about this?
Strategic sneeze, if that's my thought.
Not really. I mean, I can provide non-strategic sneezes at the slightest provocation.
Or strategic snooze.
Well, yes. So... Oh, he's Greek. Hey, it's not fair, you're Germanic. Bollocks. Right. So, my immediate Great Holy War plan might not be a good one because... basically everyone's the wrong religion. Right, let's see if there's anywhere good to holy war off the Byzantine Empire, which is I think just about the only thing left apart from Hausaland, which my vassals are busy going after, that one great holy war. Yeah, whoops, scrolling of death. Yes, that's kind of the problem. Right, so you are Basilissa of the thingy. So I can Great Holy War for Transoxania, which is that bit, or for Trebizond, which is that bit, which is certainly a lot easier to get to, but I activate everybody. Or I can claim Azov. Is there anything else good that I can claim? Or actually I can claim most of what I could holy war with a claymore anyway. Right. No, I think I spend some more time chanting die, die, die at Fylkir Tryggve in the hope that he snuffs it soon. We can still use up the Arabian Empire. Everyone's leaving the defensive pact, which is obviously a lie and a deceit. And this is the sound of my laptop taking off. Your laptop is cleared to take for takeoff and is approaching runway 1. Good. Right, I am going to crack 500,000 K praise in this game. Right. How am I not dead?
What was your character?
61 and I'm infirm. 62 and I've been infirm for a long while.
You could go get gored by a ball or something.
I can't, because once you have any negative health traits, you can't go hunting anymore. Which means you can't go out and get any of the wounds that you get to go hunting. I'm so infirm that I can't now. I can't now head up armies. So basically, the only way I can die is by, like, I don't know, contracting pneumonia or something.
Why someone assassinate you?
Or someone might assassinate me, but no one wants to assassinate me. It's really annoying.
Well, your wife is going to be doing her damnedest to stop them.
Well, yes.
Because she's now running the empire.
Yes, and of course she's only got a job so long as... Well, I say that, I mean, you know, it's entirely possible that we might... Do you want to close the kitchen door? Okay. You know, it's entirely possible that my wife might marry the next... be married to the next emperor.
If there is a next emperor.
If there is a next emperor. Well, at some point I will just crack and declare war on everyone. Right, let's summon everyone to a great blot. Right, you're King of Gujarat and you appear to be Swimensko. Excuse me, why revoke your title from you? Yoink. How come there's any Swimensko left at all? And you... Right, who are you? You are random granddaughter. So, having just nicked a couple of things off, right, Finland, right, let's grant you Kingdom of Northriki. Let's go. Oh my god, everybody has popped out of there. Excuse me while I...
Already
Yes. Hang on.
there might, yes, there ought to be
Counting.
turn on de jure.
Oh yeah, I need to turn on de jure. Right, here we go. It's that fun time where we administer. Who knew that being an emperor came with so much happening?
Probably anyone who's been an emperor.
Yeah, it's true. Let's look.
More or less that's normal.
Yep, right. Guests have arrived. Time for the human sacrifice. Damn it, my vassals have fissioned again. And neither of them are ones that I can nick titles off. Right, okay. So
Well, that's a real fish.
right. Vassals. Let's just see if anything else popped out. Crimea is currently not my vassal. So let's find someone. Transfer that random vassal. There we go, okay. I think that's about as good as we get. Let the celebration begin. Right. Right, well that's exciting. I've got a new random regent.
Oh, did your wife just die?
Because my wife just died. Right, excuse me while I...
On someone with terrifying diplomacy.
Someone. Oh,
Well, 22 is not bad.
it's true. Right, well it's going to be you then. Right. Oh no, I might lose 100 prestige. Woe is me.
We need a diplomacy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but she had like 30 diplomacy or something, which is just a tiny bit terrifying. Oh, someone's declared war on me. Well, someone's declared war on me, so I have to raise my troops. Do I want to declare war on someone? Let's just check. The Timurids really are still the same religion as me. Yes, they are. Oh no, you're just a single random count, aren't you? Okay. How many people have you got? Right. Feast is over and with it the blot. Let's also try imprisoning a bunch of my vassals, preferably. Well, mostly because it means I can, anyone that's got just the one title, I can nick stuff off. Yeah. Well, that'll probably happen.
The problem with being unpopular is if you're unpopular with your vassals, they stop providing you with troops.
Yeah. She's too easy to imprison. Oh well, let's... Oh well, she's just imprisoned. Right, so he's got two things. Let's turn down time a lot. So, I've raised a thing for you. How many troops does Scotland notionally have? 11,000. Right. That's probably enough to deal with Scotland. So, sister. Actually, why did I not spot that you're the wrong religion and nick your stuff anyway? But okay. What are you going to do for that? It's probably going to be a big good start for Iraq. And yeah. Okay, that's probably going to work. Right, let's discover how this is all going to go horribly wrong. Practically guarantees that I'm going to die in the next 5 minutes. should really have checked whether any of them had any mates, really. Still, I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. What, me or Simon?
I had an extremely confusing email from someone who is extremely confused, but I can't even figure out how it's possible to be this confused, or what to try and get at, or what.
Whose big it is?
Anything.
So, let's just check that's not mountainous. It's not mountainous. Good, good, good. Right, and that guy who thought that now would be a great time to, invade. You've got over there, right. I'm starting to look halfway plausible. Somewhere over here I was busy having a small argument with this guy who thought that he was going to be able to take on the empire of Norway and Mali, because I do still of course hold the empire of Mali as a separate title. He was brimming over with orangosity. Like that. Do you have a language ticket? And you attack the enemy there. And you've arrived in Odessa, where you go. The sigil. Okay, I still have like 500,000 troops left. You know, just
in case you need a few more.
lying around, really.
Oh, I mean, this is a fairly small number of wars by recent
It's
Norwegian
true.
standards.
It's true. I mean, some of them are fairly hefty wars. My biggest problem is getting people to the right place. Unpaused people can't do anything when you're paused. One day I'll remember this for more than 0.2 seconds.
What does that then do? You queue up a whole bunch of stuff to be done as soon as time resumes?
Essentially, almost all the actions you can do are kind of happen at a single moment in time. So
you pause the game, enact a zillion things instantaneously.
yeah, because
Yes.
like in this, when it's even at the lowest speed, a day lasts a few seconds. About 10 seconds. So essentially pausing it so that you spend a minute or two doing a day's worth of activities is still not even remotely unrealistic compared to the vast amounts of other unrealism, like the ludicrous speed with which most communication happens, at least in your own armies.
Yes.
Like, if it went for a more realistic thing where you can only tell what happened a few weeks ago to each of your armies.
That's the thing that always strikes me about StarCraft, that a lot of things, a lot of bits of it kind of, you can see how some of the lessons you learn from war in StarCraft might carry over to war, and some that you can see there's clearly no way they possibly could. And yes, the instantaneous information transfer is extremely striking. like the way that if any one of your units can see an enemy unit, then everybody else can aim it accurately.
That's
Like the way that when you send one of your units scouting out to the opponent, you can instantly see everything it sees, and so most scouts are suicide scouts because it just doesn't matter. Scouts never have to get back with their information.
And your enemies can't jam your communications, for the most part at least.
I'm not sure that getting communications changing. There are all sorts of... There are no end of fiddly, subtly different forms of disablement of your unit's actions.
Yeah.
Interference matrix and that.
But they never include changing what the unit can see, except by cloaking.
Oh, there was the blinding operation in StarCraft 1. I can't remember what unit could do that. Optic flare. It was a medic ability.
Yes.
Which would blind the unit so that it had no vision of its own.
Yes.
And yet, again, could still aim accurately at anything that one of its confederates could see. But it wasn't the communications that it did.
Yes.
Only that unit's ability to perceive things to communicate.
Right. Yes, I mean, so the thing is, because things are instantaneous, basically, once this guy declared war on me, before I raised any of my army levies, I then decided, since I was raising any army levies at all, I was going to pause and declare a whole bunch of wars very quickly. Because that was like the easiest thing that I could do to help.
The confusing email was somebody claimed that Potty's digital signature had expired and provided a screenshot that did not say it expired anywhere. Or had anything with ending error. It was just a Windows Properties dialog showing the signature 1.76, which was signed sometime last month because that was when we released it.
Well, I mean, I think you could essentially, I don't know if they actually do, but you could perfectly reasonably say that this piece of software is expected to be re-signed occasionally to indicate that we still stand by its contents. In the same way that you have certificate expiry. So, though in that, well, yes, actually, I don't know if it does happen, but you could perfectly well imagine blacklisting software and blacklisting signed software, and thus having a similar mechanism to certificate expiry, so that you don't have to blacklist your signed software forever. Like in the same way that a certificate revocation lists only has to list unexpired revoked certificates, because expired ones don't need to be marked as revoked anymore. Similarly, you could have revoked software.
Right, I see what you mean. The point is to
keep your revocation list small.
Time limit every entry on the blacklist, yes. Right.
I mean, I don't know if this actually happens. I mean, I think
yeah, on the contrary,
the EFI Secure Boot has this kind of mechanism.
But on the contrary, Authenticode goes to some effort for you not to have to re-sign things, because that's why you get your signature timestamped. It's so that when the certificate,
right, yes,
when the next certificate up ends its validity period, when my certificate goes out of validity, what happens to programs I signed whose signature is generated by that certificate? Well, there's a timestamp on the signature to say it was made within the validity period of that signature.
Right, yes. So you can still have an expiry on your signature and thus on your certificate, and thus get all the benefits of not having infinite revocation lists.
But of course, if your certificate is genuinely compromised, this means and the compromised signature was actually used within its validity period to sign something,
then that then means you need, if you're going to have a revocation mechanism, it probably needs to keep your certificate forever, saying that it was revoked before it expired.
So I don't know how that works. But I have to guess that this confused Twitter user probably got the message digital signature expired from some other content, possibly a message inside the Twitter window from the server, and mistook it for the Twitter itself in a confused fashion. But didn't they send one enormous screenshot that was of a thing that didn't show the message in question?
It's very hard to tell. Okay, what am I besieging here? It's probably something relevant. Right. Let's just wander over here and see how this is going. Right, so that lot still think they have an army. I'm still besieging their capital. I'm trying to besiege back the places that other people have nicked off me. You in charge, and you in charge. And over here to go, hooray, we besiege something. Okay, that's siege, I think. Let's arrange her a no, hang on, she's looking quite promising. Let's legitimise her. Now, let's arrange a matrimonial marriage for her. Okay, let's try not genius. Terrible. Who's her current guardian? Oh right, yes. Of course. Right. Okay, all of my wars are now with positive war score. They accidentally came out of Shattered Retreat right on top of me. Whoops. I don't think they're going to find this very fun. Well, having spent ages chanting die, 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 I'm going to spend some time going, don't die yet. Right. He's annoying.
Because you can't.
Because I can't
revoke titles from
Merchant
Republics.
Princes, yes. Merchant Republics, yes. So I'm kind of stuck with that one. That's a bit irksome. That's not a very happy Iraqi army now. I think that's official. Ooh, getting there with this one. Let's see if he'll accept a peace. No. Pillock. Well, I'm not particularly worried about this war ending because it's very small. It's a very small war.
Series of small borders.
It's true. Put someone in charge. You. I'm still slowly nibbling away at that. Right. You lot go over there and kick them. for a lot of people.
All the other characters, which one least suited the time not to ask. Okay, maybe shouldn't be.
Yes, you can imagine that the Grog could perhaps have a loop and a hook of like knitting and threading or something.
Special knot tying attachment, yes. Yeah, mind you. Yes, maybe what other thing that's sewing machine does, where there's the thing.
That's what I'm thinking of, this on the thread.
Oh, actually, that if Grog had to sew something, clearly he would have two attachments in his hands that made him actually act like a sewing machine.
He would be.
Obviously, yes. Not entirely sure how that would work out, but I'm sure it would.
Well, I mean, they would cheat with stop motion, so.
That's true. Back over here to watch this thing get to the point where I can do something. Right, pause. 100% release the otter. Yoink. Right, so Jarl of Scotland, you say. I say who's currently King of Ireland, and right, you're currently helping somebody else. Right, let's however disband a bunch of these levies because okay, who's got holdings around here? Denmark. So why is that not being approved by my regent? Does my regent not like me?
You seem to have managed to find someone reasonably nice. Well, what does the thing say under the thing that won't be approved? Because it should give enough information. To work out what's going on.
Whoops.
Oh right, okay. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Just says needs to be approved by your regent. Your regent refusing.
Yes. So I've tried several people now.
Probably, thus, your regent is just paranoid about you losing titles. Like, you sure that's for the good of the empire?
Yes, it is, because otherwise I have no bloody troops. And I'm going to lose a load of my empire on inheritance, you stoat. Because, like, I've tried just about everybody that's got territory around here.
Yeah, yes, it may depend on their traits, the regent's traits.
What? New air, new danger, no. Right.
I mean, isn't you air terrible?
Yes.
That's not good, certainly.
Yeah. I am just going to wait a little bit and see. He, however, is not terrible.
Only a direct vassal or courtier can be a regent. Unmarried courtiers can be removed by marrying them out of your court. Regents can also be removed by granting them titles and either granting independence or transferring vassalage. You may be a... yes.
So my regent is my daughter-in-law. So she's already married. So if I grant her a title, maybe she'll...
So it would have to be a title that you can then transfer vassalage away, and of course you may...
well, the only titles I can give to women are temples, and so then I can transfer those away.
But she may, of course, refuse that transfer. But,
yeah, now let's try that.
You have what?
Fire burn, something.
Fire burn and the thunder, like a thunder.
Yeah.
Right, now you can designate who will become the next regent.
Right. So, not her. So...
so, ideally they want to be someone with... with high, well I expect in your case, diplomacy.
Yeah.
What else does it say? Probably want to be content and honest, but like...
So I've got this one, so...
Consider making your adult heir the designated regent if you have...
nonsense making things.
My wife is actually pretty good, so she's the right religion, she's diligent, just, content, kind,
the only possible
brave.
thing is that she might not get her...
Whenever you just answer
Diplomacy
I always think you're playing I love my love with you because...
But on the other hand, yeah, I mean, she might be reasonable. She's going to be pretty hard to get rid of if she isn't, but...
Yeah. Well, I can plot to kill her, probably.
But your last wife was a pretty good regent, so...
Yeah.
No.
So I suspect that now she will immediately become regent because you're still incapable.
Yeah. Hang on, I need a new seer.
Nonsense.
Excuse me. Back off. There. Doing that.
Good night, all in earshot.
Ooh,
Right.
There, well.
So that's not quite so bad. So, right, now
Would you be willing to tolerate giving titles away?
I think. No, I want to get this. Yes. Right.
So you found a slightly better regent.
Yep. Excuse me while I now go and play the game of shuffling around all the bits that fell out. So that's a bit of a problem because currently they are rebelling against me, but I can still bring that number down somewhat. This is where I want a bulk thing, because apparently Scotland had a lot of holdings in continental Europe, and so now I have to go through this like about 6 times to transfer a load of vassals. Right. Okay, that's starting to get a lot less scary. Gosh, I'd forgotten I had a King of Abyssinia. Right, what are you saying? 49 in red. Maybe that'll...
That does seem a little rude. It says 49 and 43 on your...
No, it's
on the
okay,
panel.
it's sorted itself out now. Yes, it does.
Probably with adequate passage of time, your
Things will
limits will, or maybe it's because of
sort
the
itself out.
confusion over what your...
It's
I mean,
possible.
that's sorted itself out on both things now, right? And your troop numbers are ludicrous again.
Fairly ludicrous, yes. They're not yet at the most ludicrous point. Oh, so that's the war that you're involved with. Oops, that's not entirely what I intended to do. Okay, so we are heading in the right direction there. Right, that's what I'm holding. Because right now I need to prioritise quick wins. Although that's not quite so important, given that I have 600,000 troops that I've not raised. Now, look, I don't know what you're doing with your 2 armies that together are less than 6,000 strong, but I don't think it's going to involve beating, me at all. Our sister. No, well, character. Is there anything we can do down here to speed things up? Lol, no, not unless I raise another army. Which I suppose I could do. Hurrah! Right. Release the altar that says, I don't know what you thought you were trying to do here, but it was a state. Right, we are down to 3 wars. And I think we're also at a point where if I have to let half my troops go to improve things, then it's not the end of the world. Random charge. Horsey boy gets to be a charge. I can let time take a little bit faster because most things aren't all that scary. You, why are you just standing there? Get over there and besiege that thing back. Scary to assault. So is that. Can't bring you lot together to make that go more quickly. I mean, one of the upsides of this game is that eventually I will remember more or less where Benghazi is, at least on the map, even if I have no idea what country it's in. Probably Libya.
Go on, scratch again.
I don't like scracking without, prior warning, because it's a bit
Warning
terrifying.
for other people or warning for your throat?
Well, other people mostly.
Other people are going to ask for you to scratch again. Go on, scratch again. That's better.
Yes, there we go. Why am I not being so useless? Here's more I go and find. Someone a bit more useful. Who are you? You're my granddaughter. You look perfectly randomly cromulent. Okay, well, they arrived there a bit late then. That's a bit rubbish. Right, well, I have no idea why you lot were so completely rubbish, but that's fine. Hopefully you'll have thinned out the army a bit so that I can go and improve things somewhat. Let's try that again. This time the hard rock version. This time the actually succeeding version. So something weird seems to happen, that as soon as they get there, they get extremely, like, sort of demoralised or something. Good grief, he doesn't seem much like a mastermind theologian, but there you go. So, you don't go over there. Get stating. somewhat more like it. Good grief. So many 7.5 forts. Right, excellent. 100% war score. Release the otter. Why can't I provoke his title? Right. Release the otter. Oh dear. Right. So my regent. Now I'm getting more information about why my regent doesn't like it.
Well, that's more helpful. He's generally
A bit.
very reluctant to do such radical things. It looks like. I mean, like that base reluctance is huge.
Right.
You might be able to push her up to.
Yep.
Right, yeah, you've just sent her some booze and some
Funny.
Not much money at
Like
that. And that's apparently enough that, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
I just want to look at my prisoners because I should also have. Right, okay, that non-aggression pact means apparently I can't revoke his title. On the plus side, I'll probably be able to revoke it eventually. Right, anyway, let's wander over to the general vicinity of Iraq. Right, okay. Armenia it is then.
All right, that gave you some reasons why she approved it.
Right.
I think what you had before was that there were zero reasons for your regent to have any opinion at all, and so
Right.
but they default refused because the overall decision came out at zero. In this case, I think because she had kind,
Yeah.
I think there was some other trait as well. That was just barely enough. So you can check now before.
So I'm transferring vassals.
Yeah, but that also gives you.
Ah, right.
You could check for those so that we have some idea of what traits are good. So yes, I think kind is, and also a high opinion of you in this case.
Yeah, is
a good thing for. But yeah, title revocation looks like something that they really don't like doing, unless they're really confident that you know what you're at, and apparently giving them 15 gold and a bottle of wine
is fine. Right, that's at least got me back to the right number of vassals. So, now we just have Sistan to go. Then maybe we can contemplate usurping whatever it is that can be usurped, like the Sultanate of Persia, which would be quite nice, yes. I'm fine with that. Also, right, I think, this is not an unreasonable point at which I die. I'm prepared to sacrifice these troops for the greater good. I'm 63 and I've been infirm for basically a decade, so, Just to briefly check that 105,000 troops. Sounds like a bit more than I thought I had. I've not dismissed my Iraqi troops yet, of course. That's a more plausible looking number, certainly. Oh, terribly sorry, you appear to be the wrong religion. Excuse me, and you've only got one kingdom. I'm going to revoke your title. Yoink. Quite how there's so many Tengri left, I don't know. I mean, it's not even like with Catholicism where, there's still a pope and...
There's always a pope.
Wander up here. Vassalage. Right, got headroom, just.
Cool.
Yes. You get to proselytise in Venice because I can really do with him converting. really do with him converting. Right there, that's a nice 6.5 fort. Go to it, my states. Fly my prettiest fly. Also, you know, death is also not an unacceptable thing at this point. I agree if I can use up the Arabian Empire again. Not sure that's helpful. Hooray! That wasn't a vassal fissionage, partly because the original person only held one title, but you know, that's always good. Which is a cause for celebration. And we're going, oh my god. Hang on, Margaret, is that a kingdom or is that an empire?
I think it's an empire.
Let's click through and check. Yeah, that's sadly an empire. Bum. Well. Come on, win some sieges. You can do it. If you BMQ it. No, wait. Okay, you're all random court here. I don't mind you not getting married. Oh, someone's declared a peasant revolt. Where are you going? You're going that way. Well, let's try that. Excuse me while I find this peasant revolt. And squash the peasant revolt. Probably. They should be cheery enough by the time they get there. Let's go and find something with spirits. What you'll do. Siege. Ah, he sent me a peace otter. We surrender. Yes. Okay. And we go. Yoink. Revoke title. Pause. I thought I told you not to disband, but never mind. Whatever. Come on, die, 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 die. I'm getting perilously close to the point where I'm going to decide that it's a good idea to start creating empires. Oh yeah, hang on. There's something very important I should be doing instead of waiting for people to turn up at places, which is sorting out all the people that have just fallen out of this kingdom. Right. Damn it, he's at war.
You've got headroom of 1.
I have a headroom of 1, which is more headroom than I've had for a while, so where are you lot going? I'll put you in charge, but never mind. Hang on, can I? Okay. Oh, we've nicked some technology. Yes, we've nicked some military technology. So, cavalry. Cavalry or melee techniques?
I'm doing
Generally my cavalry. Now I have a lot of exciting cavalry. You know, including war elephants and camel cavalry and so on. Release the otter with a fairly sarcastic note. Right. Sultanate of Persia. Let's go to that one. Right, let's usurp that. Yoink. Let's just zoom out a bit. Okay, so Jabal has fallen out. No. Just offering vassalization. Let's do it. It's easier than war. Basically, I'm going to wait till he agrees, and then I am going to find him, grant him the kingdom of thingy. Right, there we are. Okay, I think I'm going to let time run for a little bit in order to try and hope that this guy is going to die. Maybe on a good day.
So, where does your state diplomacy come from at the moment? Just out of curiosity. Do you get 1.5 times, or some 1.5 times your wife? So it's your wife's 22 plus half of her, plus your
yes. Basically, I get as much. Hang on.
So appointing your wife as regent works a lot better than appointing your wife as chancellor.
Yes.
Because then I think you don't get.
I don't get the
both categories.
Yes. Or
don't know
wife
what
is
happens
anything.
Your wife is both regent and chancellor.
Probably nothing good. Hurry up, down. Let's just have a little look at that. That's quite a big empire. Ooh, need some more tech. Can we afford some improved keeps? Not yet. Honestly. People. Oh no, the Fraticelli heresy has appeared somewhere in my empire. I'd worry more, except my priority right now is to try and... Ooh, I could in fact just ask him to convert. Okay, well I thought I'd at least check, because he's a new one. So, I thought I would at least, see if he'd do that. Let's just see what the defensive pact situation is. So there's a small Christian defensive pact and quite a large pagan defensive pact. So I'd need to get below 75% threat in order to go to war against my defensive pact. more to the point, to be able to take on the 2 defensive pacts independently, and thus, get 2 wars for the price of 1. Which, is kind of important. I think that if nothing has happened by the start of the next year, if I fail to die by the start of the next year, I should go to war with someone. Don't know who. Just, someone. Somewhere. Something. And if we get to that point, I will save and stop, because it is getting late. Let's just check. Right, okay. So he's died, but there's no vassal fissioning, and he's got the right religion, so there's no problem there. Right, you are my granddaughter. You need a matrimonial betrothal. Well, die. Ooh, I can create a new kingdom. I can create the kingdom of Mali. Let's create the kingdom of Mali. Let's sit back into that. I think that the King of Ghana should also become the King of Mali. And he desires the Empire of Mali, but he can go on desiring the Empire of Mali. Oh look, yes, there's not a lot left of Mali.
No, really not.
No.
I mean, like, some of the previous choices were poor, but I would say you want maximum diplomacy and martial at least 10 rather than maximum martial. Gosh, that chiefess of Naddoðr has, or indeed the chief of Anjou, yes.
It's better to go for the men, because
Yes,
women will get an automatic.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly looks like a good candidate. All being well, because you're reasonably well liked,
Yes.
just changing your vote might encourage some other people to change theirs.
Yes. Oh, what I didn't check with him. Okay, he's got reasonable person, wombat skill, and his traits are diligent, kind, charitable, just, patient, scholar.
Yeah, he looks like a
Yeah,
pretty decent emperor.
yeah. So hopefully that will provoke a bunch of people to yes, there we go. Right. Come on.
Whether he'll actually
Die.
get a chance, given the little
Die.
time there is left.
Die. Come on. You're 64, goddammit. Let's just check they are all the right. I think there's been a bit of a purge.
Ross in the process somehow.
Yeah,
You also seem to be quite short on people with minor titles.
I do. Oh, right. Okay, I'm not sure why he dropped out. Yes, I tried appointing someone to one of these minor titles, and it wouldn't let me. Okay, now it's quite happy to let me do that, so let's spend a short while playing a game called How Much Can I Cheer Up Prince Mayor of Anatolia? As in, how many of these things is he going to be eligible for, and for how many of these things is he going to be the most unhappy monarch that I have? Because now, oh no, he's still the most unhappy monarch that I have. It's getting close now. Let's pick the one that's less likely to die imminently.
I'd actually be inclined to go for your CRS on the grounds that you probably want her to like you as well.
Don't appoint a court jester. Right, we know we can't appoint a court jester. Come on. How are you not dead yet? I can't plot to kill myself.
No.
I'm too infirm. I'm not stressed anymore, so I'm not depressed, so I can't die by suicide. Which of course works much better for non-Christian rulers. Yes. So there's really only Hausaland, Greece, the Byzantine Empire and the Timurid Empire that have not ever been part of the Norwegian Empire. Which is pretty wild. Oh, it's January. Right, that's time to save and stop and go. Wow. So the year is 1446, and I'm going to have to try and work out how exactly I can do as much war as possible without using the stupid bug.